Oh my God. Hey. Hi. How are you? Welcome back to Main Character with Yasmin. I'm your host, your mama. No, it's Yasmin. How are we doing, team? Quick check-in. Everyone close your eyes, especially if you're driving, close your eyes and just check in. Where are we? How are we today? It's Sunday. I'm recording this on a Sunday. Usually I record my episodes a week prior to the release date, but I've had a long week. I'm late for my period. Nothing to be concerned about. It's just I've never had a consistent period. So I just feel a bit icky, it's just I feel moody. Like someone could say a pin could drop and I'll start dry heaving and just I just get so angry. Some days I'll be sad. Some days I woke up horny today. Like it's just very getting your period is genuinely one of God's worst creations. It's so bad. I think it's the part in Fleabag where they talk about like people who get periods. Like we are genuinely molded. Like we were formed to consistently feel pain and inconsistency. Isn't that so slay? Always wanting to bite cardwood. What have we missed? What have we missed on this week? What is going on in pop culture, social media, all of that great stuff? Well, last week, there was this huge, Lauren Bobart, like she was getting like groped and felt up by her boyfriend at some like children's theater in Colorado as she was vaping. And I'm pretty sure she was like one of the politicians who's like very anti-queer, anti-trans laws. And she's always saying like no drag queens can read to children, but she's gonna get felt up in a family performance and vape in there. That's rich. I also have a theory, and I posted this on my TikTok. My TikTok's Childish Yasmino, if you want to follow. But I posted this on my TikTok where I think there's a direct correlation with people who have bad veneers and being bad people. I will explain. Lauren Bobart, Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ron DeSantis, Rudy Giuliani. The list goes on and on. Like there is a direct correlation, and I don't know if there's going to be a study. Harvard, are you listening? There needs to be a study. Like there needs to be an extensive research paper or case study of why people who have very bad veneers are just objectively horrible humans. That is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys next week. New music came out last week. You have Chapel Roan, great queer artist. Doja Cat, that Agora Hill song, it's fucking insane. She's also, I know everyone's like, what is she doing? She doesn't care about her fans, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, I do agree. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I completely agree with that. Like, obviously, you don't know your fans. You don't know anyone. That doesn't mean you need to be friends with them, but like, it does mean that you should be kind to them. That's my take on the whole Doja Cat thing. But also, I think it's a whole PR stunt. I think it's like her mission of not wanting to give a shit, because that's the whole album. All of it is I'm going to be who I'm going to be, and I genuinely don't care. I shaved my head. It doesn't matter. I love red, scarlet, tarantula. That is Doja Cat's whole MO, and I think that's fair. Fair play, Doja. Fair play. Noah Khan music just came out, and like he's doing like new songs like Post Malone, Drunk Call You, Dial For You, Dial Drunk is so good. I'm not kidding you. I can listen to it any time of the day. It's just so good. And he came out with a song with Zach Bryan, and it gives me autumn vibes. And that's where we're going right now, team. We're going to the fall. It's autumn. Everyone get your sweaters out. It's time. It's sweater weather. Sweater weather. So recently, this week, I went to my first, also my hand, if you're listening to this, I always have my sleeve on my hand, like an Ariana Grande, like, yeah. Like I'm that girl that loves having her sleeve halfway up her hand. I think it's great. It makes me feel cute and small. I'm like pocket size. You can put me in your little pocket. Backtrack. I went this week to my first workout class, like not like a paid workout class since the pandemic. Because, we all used to go to like different Soul Cycle. We used to go to, core power yoga. I call it a cult gym. And the reason why I call it a cult gym is because the following is insane. The cult following of Rumble, Soul Cycle, even like Peloton, all of these different types of gyms or exercise classes is so insane to me. It's like, they have a cult following of like from a suburban mom who would sell their firstborn to be able to make it to their 7 a.m. class with Ricky. Does that make sense? Like, that is a type of class I went to. So I went to a Rumble class. I love Rumble. I love it. I'm so fascinated by the trainers that are like, this is your team. This is your time, team. This is, you walk in a new person and you come out an even newer one. I want you to hit that thing like so hard. That's the type of workout classes I was going to. And I went and I genuinely was like, I don't need to pay $30 a class for this. Like, I go to a gym. I don't need to do this. And so obviously, like everything else I do in my life, I overthink. And I was like, what is exactly the reason that I went back into this workout class? Truly, why am I paying extra to go into this workout class when I don't really need to? And two things came to mind. One, I actually really just enjoy it. Like, period, point blank. I just genuinely enjoy the workout classes, and especially in group activity. I love a group activity. I love the collective. And two is because I saw on TikTok just people vlogging and people going to a workout class, posting it, and then coming out of it, and it just looked really cool. And so, yes, social media inspired me to go into a workout class. I feel like it's a trend to vlog your everyday life, a trend to post your workout, a trend to do X, Y, and Z, which then led me to thinking about trends in general and the absolute chokehold it has on me, the absolute chokehold it has on almost everyone I know. And so today, we're going to be talking about trends. Let's just start from the top. Let's start from the basics. What is a trend? So the Oxford Dictionary says a trend is a general direction in which something is developing or changing. Okay? It's the direction of something. And so I was just thinking about different trends that have been going on, at least, and I just want to be specific with this episode. We're going to be focusing on trends in the fashion world and trends on social media, and why they control our lives and why we allow them to and who is dictating that. Some trends, just throwing it out there, vlogging every second of your day, like I said, incel culture, girl math. I know everyone here, if you're like a geriatric and you're like, what the hell is girl math? Girl math is basically, some people created it where it's a way to justify your purchases, and it could be anything. Like I bought a purse from Nordstrom's, and it's a $300 purse. Let's create an equation on why you actually made money that way, or you're like at a basic, you didn't lose any money. It doesn't really make sense, but it actually makes perfect sense. Okay, anyways, girl dinner, self-centerism, the no makeup look, hate comments, the Adidas Sambas that Bella Hadid took by storm, taking pics in 0.5, the tube girl just like taking those videos very like iconically in like a moving vehicle, podcasting, making your own podcast is a complete trend in and of itself. And there's so many, right? There's so like the big oversized moto jackets that you have, the sleek hair bun or the clean girl aesthetic, which I'll put in quotation marks. The oversized jacket look, the wearing tube socks, the ballet flats. There's so many different trends that are happening that will come in and out. And it's just, you just can't keep up with it. But for me, I feel like it is my duty. I was born to keep up with the trend. I don't think I really start trends. I think I'm one of the leaders of it. I don't think I start a trend. Maybe that's egotistical of me to say, but it's not. I'm not giving myself a compliment by saying that, because by following a trend, I feel like it is so much deeper than what we think it is. Also, I'm gonna pause right now. There's a fly flying around me right now, and I'm on the. I don't know if it's touching me. Are there any benefits to having flies in the world? Probably. But I hate it. I hate that we have to have flies. Genuinely. I don't mind spiders. I fucking hate flies. There's one trend that really affected me looking back at it, and it's actually really sad. I'm going to rephrase it. That is, it's not sad. I'm curious about it. I'm curious as to why it had me on such a thick chokehold. Like it literally had me, a gorilla glued gripped my neck. That's how much this trend had. And that is the Instagram photo dump. And I know it sounds so simple, but I have this whole theory, and not only me, but scholars as well, have this theory that the Instagram photo dump and these trends that we follow are so calculated that it feels like just like a rite of passage, or it feels just subconsciously doing it, but your mind is working for so many deeper reasons than just to post a photo dump. I'll get to that. So around 2 years ago, Instagram became casual, and I put air quotes on there because Instagram's never casual. But when I say casual, I mean in a photo dump you have a couple of photos of you, a couple really cool food photos, a meme just to seem like, just to add some humor in there, a zoomed in photo, maybe an animal, some photos of your friends and you. There is an actual equation on how to formulate the perfect photo dump. If you look on TikTok and you look up photo dump or photo dump equation, there will be ways to come up with one. And I remember so often in my time in LA, or anywhere I went to for that matter, I would go out, whether it be for going out to dinner, going to a show, or going out during the day. My goal wasn't to have a good time. My goal wasn't to enjoy myself or the people I was with. My goal was to get good content to post for the photo dump. I would spend 40 minutes when we enter a dinner table just making sure I get the perfect low light photo of my espresso martini. I would make sure I would not touch my food until I knew that photo was good enough for the dump. I would make sure that I would take random selfies anytime I could just for the photo dump. I would ask my friends, like, make sure to take this candid. Can you just take this really photo of me? Like, very candid. Just like, I won't even look. Like, just candid. Candid. The word candid drives me insane. And I say it all the time. I say, can you just take a candid photo of me? Do you mind if you just take that of me? I can bet 9 times out of 10, it's never candid. It is all planned. It is so thought out. And the interesting part is, the part that I'm really fascinated about is, what if I didn't get all of that content for the photo dump? What if I didn't get the food photo? What if I didn't get a good photo of me, or that I didn't find a good enough meme, or there was only 4 photos instead of 6 and a 6 is a nice swipe? I would feel like my night was wasted. I would feel like there was no point of me to get dressed up and put on makeup and go out. I shouldn't even have left the house, for that matter. If I didn't get good content for the photo dump, why did I even go out in the first place? And that leads me to the amount of pressure that a trend puts on yourself to feed back into the trend. Because everyone's doing it. Like, if Devin Lee Carlson can post a photo dump every single day, why can't I? Does that make sense? Anyways, all in all about all of that with the photo dump, it got me thinking about the psychology of this trend, the psychology of trends in general. I was recently having a conversation about the extended self. And the extended self is the ideation of, we are what we have. And that phrase is very interesting to me. We are what we have. Because technically, and I'm going to be quite honest, I shop a lot. I have a very big, I almost want to say addiction or dependency on buying things, like whether that's like the new Bottega dupes from Amazon that I see, or like a real cool glass straw that an ad feeds me. I'll just buy it real fast when I don't need a glass straw. I have 100 over there. I have 50 earrings. I don't need that extra earring. But we are what we have. And if I have those, then I am able to be perceived in my desired way. And it's funny because we don't die with what we have. I'm not going to die with those straws. I'm not going to die with those Bottega dupes. You die with the legacy that you have. You die with you die with the impact you made, not the material items you think define you, or the material items that you wanted impulsively. There is a reason as to why, as people, we buy into trends. There's that damn fucking bug again, I swear to God. There is a reason as to why, as people, we buy into trends, and as to why, as a collective, we are so driven by who we want to be rather than who we are. We are so, I'm not even going to say we, I'm going to say I am so focused, whether it's subconsciously or intentionally, driven to be perceived in the way that I want to be, in the way that I strive to be. And I'm constantly thinking about the perfect Yasmin, the Yasmin that I've always wanted to be, rather than just being the Yasmin that I am. For example, you look at manifestation mood boards, aka Pinterest. I will spend hours a day on Pinterest. I love Pinterest so much. And what I do is I'll just have so much of my like dreams of like what I want to wear, who I want to look like. Wow, who I want to look like. Plastic surgery, that's a different trend that we can discuss later on the episode. But places I want to visit, outfits that I want to recreate, tattoos that I might want to get, cool mood board ideas. So I mold a perfect world for myself to hopefully have one day. And I think manifestation's great. I love manifesting because, there is science behind like, if you put the energy you want in the world, it will come back to you. But also, are we focusing so much on who we want to be that we forget who we are? And I implore you to think about that, because I think it goes back to the Instagram photo dump fixation. And I now know why. I bent over backwards. I popped my pussy so fucking hard for a photo dump. Why? I was wanting to push a narrative of how I wanted to be perceived. I wanted to be a part of the trends. And trends, whether we like it or not, influence us to be who we want to be. I wanted to portray that I have a life every day, that I don't spend my time at home sometimes just watching Law and Order in my bed. And if I do watch that, then I realize I always have to post about it. Maybe that could be another episode of posting about everything that you do. So that's the photo dump, right? And then recently there was something else. Okay, I have a hot take. And I know the girls are going to hate this. I hate the ballet flats. I hate them. I think they look good on everyone else. On me, I look like a thumb. Let's be honest. I stick out figuratively and physically and literally like a sore thumb. You see me in flats, that's the day I die. It is so bad because I'm short, okay? I'm short and I'm curvy. It doesn't, for me, how I feel like it is for me. On other people, it looks fantastic. For me, I look like an ogre with it. It just doesn't accentuate anything. And so right now in fashion, a big thing is, ballet flats, the Miu Miu ballet flats. Zara's doing it, Mango's doing it, everyone's doing it. I mean, Bella Hadid's doing it, so if Bella's doing it, then everyone else is going to fucking do it. If Devin's doing it, everyone else is going to do it. If Addison, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And so I realized the other night, I was looking on my cart and I was online shopping, once again, a problem. And I was like, I have a size 7.5 ballet flat in my cart. What the fuck am I doing? What the actual fuck am I doing? Because I know since I was a kid, I've never liked flats. So why am I going to buy these, spend money on them, wear them once for a photo on Instagram, post them that I'm a part of this trend, that I am still relevant, don't worry, and then never wear it again and don't like them to begin with? And I have to just say, wake up. Yasmin, wake up. I'll splash water on my fucking face. Wake up. Wake up now. You don't like these ballet flats. You hate them. Why are you buying into this just to be a part of the fucking trend, just to stay relevant? And I do think age has to do with it, because I'm 25 once again. Like, being on social media, being in this industry, you want to constantly stay in the now. You want to stay relevant. And I feel like by putting up with the trends and taking part in it, you are automatically relevant. So there's that, right? Those are some trends that I've felt like I've taken part in. I mean, I've taken part in so many trends because the chokehold it has on me, it takes me by the neck and it chokes me in like a really hot way. But like it's going to kill you. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny because I'm moving to New York, like I said. And on my manifestation mood board, aka Pinterest, I have the outfits that I want to recreate. I have the amount of inspirational photos and reference photos and videos that I have is really stupid. Like, I have so much that I want to do and I want to look like. Like, I want to walk around in some cute little combat boots or cowboy boots with like low rise boxers and a white tee and an oversized used up biker jacket with some small little Burberry or like Prada or Miu Miu little reading glasses that don't even have like a prescription in them because I want to seem so cute with a tight sleek bun. And like, I want to look a certain way and I'm so focused about what I'm wanting to look like and what photos I want to get and what content I want to get and and to also just be perceived a certain way than actually focusing on who I am today and my move in general. And you know what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just feel like I'm so caught up with trends, but I think there's many reasons to it. I talked about the extended self of we are what we have, but it's also herd mentality. If more people do it, you're more likely to join in as well. So you feel less alone. And third, I mean, this cultural movement that is influencers. I mean, like when you start capitalizing and making money off how you're perceived, obviously there is more pressure doing it. And I think it's a great job. Like, do whatever you got to do, get your bag. But I think there's so much that goes into it. And then you also look at who's actually conducting the trend, who are making the trends, right? You have there's so many different types of trends, obviously, and this is not covering every single one. This is more of fashion and more in culture, but like on TikTok, just right now, like you have little trends that happen. Like, for example, what do men really think about the Roman Empire every single day? Like, what? And now for the next 2 weeks, that's all you're going to see on TikTok. That's all you're going to see on your For You page. It's all you're going to see on Instagram. Like, everyone's going to be I made it like a TikTok about it. Like, what is the woman's Roman Empire? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many things in like what drives a trend, and that's views, that's relatability, and that's intrigue. And if you don't have those three, there's not going to be a trend. And so where I am now with what's going on, I've reflected a lot and I've thought a lot about how trends affect me and how I base my self-worth off of how people perceive me. And I mean, that's a human thing. Don't feel like if you're feeling like I'm trying to say for you to feel bad for me. I don't want sympathy. I just think it's something interesting to think about. And it's in the day and age where you can make money and get fame off keeping up with trends. I feel like that's I feel like that's a good thing, but also I feel like we forget about just being, and I feel like we forget who we are because we're so focused on being what we want to be and who we want to be. And that's really scary because you can, not you, I can focus my whole life on being the perfect daughter, perfect partner, perfect sister, perfect actor, perfect podcaster, perfect X, Y, and fucking Z. And I'm forgetting about just being Yasmin because that is enough. So going forward, when I feel like going on Pinterest all the time, maybe I don't need to save so many fucking things. Maybe inspirational quotes, I'll die for. I'll die for an inspirational quote. I'll do it. But maybe if I need to focus on some fashion things that I don't really need right now, maybe I won't go on Pinterest as much. Or maybe I won't actually go in with the mindset or the intention of when I want to go out, I want a photo. but actually just having a good time, of enjoying my friends, of enjoying the food that I'm eating, of enjoying that drink, of actually being excited about what's happening rather than just getting good content. I'm not going to buy those ballet flats, that's for damn sure. I'm going to, I think, focus on just being than just the idea of being. Does that make sense? I'm not going to 100% say that I'm going to stop being a part of the trend or taking part in trends, because that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. And what I'm not going to do is lie to my friends, aka you, or my board of directors, aka you. But what I am going to do is say that I am going to be more mindful of following trends, because if you looked at the amount of money I've spent or the amount of energy I've put into following trends, into buying into the newest thing, it's really it's scary. It's literally scary. And it's sad, because it's like when you buy something in fashion or you take part of something like fashion, like we see today, like everything recycles. Like all the stuff that in the early 2000s, the Y2K look is it's back now. And I remember like back in the day, we were moving in like 2010, 2011, and my mom was throwing away all these Y2K stuff that she was having. And I just and I used to have like juicy tracksuits, and I know that's not a thing right now, but it was like a year and a half ago. But like all these little, stuff that, or like old handbags that are, very slouchy, that are now completely in style now. Like the Balenciaga City bag. There's so many ones that looked like it that my mom had from when she was younger, that I'm like, I wish I had them now. But because the trend goes in and out, you just throw the things you don't wear anymore. But chances are in 10 years, they're going to come back in style. And the people who make it they don't care that you're they want you to spend the money to feed into it. And I'm not saying that there's anything bad with that, but I'm saying if you keep constantly trying to stay on top of every trend, A, you're going to go broke, and B, you lose individuality completely. I think this is a big part. We're constantly becoming like a part of a herd, and we're trying to be a part of the narrative of being a collective of people who we're in the now. We're in with right now. We know what's going on. We know the who's who. You start forgetting that you're your own person, That's why I kind of like, I think going back to Doja Cat in the beginning, I think that's why she's genuinely like, she's eating. She is eating and leaving no crumbs, because she's doing exactly something that no one else is doing. She's doing everything that she feels is authentic to her. She is setting the trend. So I have a prediction that maybe in the next couple months, people are going to be doing the really grunge makeup. Like we might have everyone shaving their heads next. Like she's wearing those really big boots, like all the, it's very, she has a certain style that I think is going to become really prevalent within the trend setting girlies. And also, I feel like I would not be doing anyone justice if I didn't mention this part. But remember, when you're looking at a trend, really ask yourself, is it a trend when it comes to fashion? Or is the model just really, is it fashion, or is she just skinny? Is what I'm trying to say, without being mean. No shame, no hate at all. But like, and I'll die for this woman. I love Bella Hadid more than I love anything else. But, when she's wearing like a very big hat, like an infinity scarf, like 4 different types of jackets and sweaters, she's wearing those flats, she's wearing stockings, tights under, like a crazy outfit that honestly she eats in. She looks freaking amazing in. But if I know for a goddamn fact, if I wore that, everyone would be like, oh, yeah, go inside, Yasmin, don't ever be seen again. And I would want them to say that to me, because I would look so bad. So let's just say when there is a trend coming, remember who it's being catered to as well. Also, one more thing, when you're thinking about trends, like, no, that would be promoting hoarding. I was gonna say that you should like keep all of your stuff that are going out of style right now, because who knows, in 5 years it'll come back into style. But also I don't promote hoarding, because it's not, because it just don't do it. So all in all, this is a crazy episode. I am not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist. I am not a data analyzer. But what I am is just a girl I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl who's staying on top of trends while also critiquing it and finding my own trend setting things that I want to do that I don't need to be setting it for anyone else. It could just be for me. And just a quick reminder as well that stop focusing on who you want to be and focus on who you are, because that is enough. And once again, I'm not saying that just for you. I'm saying that for myself. It's also the biggest main character thing you could do is set your own fucking trends for you and you only. And the rest will follow. I'll see you next week. Make sure to like, subscribe, download all future Main Character with Yasmin episodes, and major thank you to our incredible editor and producer, Max Shepardson. I'll see you next week. Bye.